And here we are. It warms your heart, doesn't it? No matter what manner of wonders you witness, there's nothing like home. It is what separates us from the barbarians. We are warriors, and we fight to preserve our home. We fight so others won't have to. You will know if you ever have a chance to see how they live, ready to cut each other's throats for a fraction of a denarius. All right, victorious commander, announce your arrival to the Cᴏᴏ, and allow us to disband now.
They will be quite happy to see you again, I bet. I have no place to stay, of course. I can stay in your home, maybe. Just for now. Security? I have been better at starting trouble than preventing it. But I will do what I can. Why would I want to keep fighting when I don't have to? Fighting is a necessity of life. It is not sport. I did not come to Rome to keep fighting. We will see. Maybe I will hate it. Then I will have to go and find someplace else to be. But...
It is inaction that bothers me. Idleness corrodes the warrior's mind. That is an excellent idea. No wonder you are the legatus. You are a capable commander. Mercy is your weakness. Your enemies exist as long as they survive. Can't think of any situation like you mentioned. There was, but not in Rome. I had a sister once, although sometimes I question my own sanity. Did she truly exist, or did I merely dream of her?
Aristocles teaches us that one may never truly know. We live chained inside a cave, staring at the shadows on a wall.
I shall consider your offer.
We shall help you find your sister, Bestia. Welcome home, Domina. Do see your mother. I'm sure she's anxious to know we've arrived. That is a wise decision indeed. I shall temper my concern. More than happy. Although it was nice to be back in my homeland once again, I find it quite impossible to not miss Rome. All I need now is a change of clothes and a day trip to the library. Much appreciated. It was good to be back in action, but now my old bones are in dire need of some rest. Few can claim to be your superior in matters of combat. You have proven yourself beyond the shadow of any doubt. You jest, but thank you nevertheless.
Victorious Legion, welcome home.
Salve, Vitus. It is good to be home again. I'm looking forward to a nice bath and a flask of good Carthaginian wine. Maybe two.
May I humbly recommend Vipsanius Marcellus' new batch? People say it's heavenly.
Ah, your recommendations never fail to impress. Do address the legatus, though. This victory was of her doing more than mine.
She is your legatus? That is highly unusual, to say the least.
Indeed it is, but we shall discuss the implications in due time. For now, keep it to yourself as a favor to me, and let us proceed as usual.
My apologies, Legate. I neither know nor recognize you. Thank you. I am sure you'll be remembered from now on. Now, let us conclude our business. The consul seems to attribute the success of this campaign to you, Legate. Thus it is your duty to formally disband the Legion and relinquish your weapons. Beyond this river lies the Pomerium, and not even a victorious imperator can cross it bearing arms.
Our laws are what separates us from animals.
Anything until I've tasted it first. I wouldn't put it past the Vitellius brothers to poison this entire party just to get you and Lucullus. I am sure Dominus Lucullus has a reason and a plan. I would play along. My personal mission tonight is to taste each and every single dish. You may have to roll me home. To what end? A blade would not help against poison. I see that Tullius Cicero and Porcius Cato are both here tonight. They are highly esteemed senators of the Optimatus faction. The very same. He is an orator of unmatched skill. He was trained in Greece, you know.
Long and arduous campaign. Our feast is all you need. All in due time. All in due time. Now, divert your attention to our guests. This is more important than you think. Well, you know Marcus Minucius Thermus. He's still thankful for your timely assistance and the saving of his life. You probably remember Marcus Aurelius Cotta as well. He seems to have brought his siblings, Lucius and Aurelia Cotta. The gentleman in the corner is Marcus Tullius Cicero. Making his acquaintance should prove to be very useful for you. I plan for him to become your advocate tomorrow. Last but not least, I've also invited Marcus Porcius Cato, who may or may not represent you as well. You see why it was important for you to be here. Before I let you loose, we have to introduce you properly. I'm sorry to spring this on you, my girl, but this is the perfect time. Trust me. My friends, may I please have your attention? There is someone I would like to introduce to you. A very important woman, without whose deeds we would not be assembled here tonight. Most of you have heard my reports to the Senate about our war and the pivotal role of my new legatus. You know of the meteoric rise of this young Roman from humble legionarius to loved and respected commander of the Victrix Legion. Well, here she is. The woman who liberated Asia and sent Mithridates packing.
Is this a joke?
I'm glad to keep the secret no longer, Lucullus. It has been an unwelcome burden.
A woman led the Legion. This young girl in her pretty dress.
Presumably she was not clad thus at the time, Cicero.
Without her, Legio Victrix would have been killed to a man, and I would have died with them.
That is absurd.
You expect us to believe all this? You are known as a man of honor, Lucullus, who reveres tradition and the natural order of things.
This is why I trust that you will take me on my word. She is no ordinary woman.
That is one way of looking upon it.
You have given us much to consider, Consul. Perhaps we may ask her a few questions to get a sense of things.
But we have not borne witness to your actions, and your words may make it easier to believe what we have heard, or more difficult.
What do the men of Legio Victrix think of this?
You have deceived many about your sex. You expect such deception to be forgiven?
I believe her aim was to serve Rome, not to change the natural order of things. There was no need to call attention to her sex.
You expect us to believe you can match a man in combat?
She's clearly a remarkable woman, but you have no reason to feel threatened, senators. She's only one woman, after all.
The word of a virtuous man such as Lucullus is enough for me.
I will let you get back to your meal and your discussion, senators. The night is young, and more food is forthcoming. I asked much of them tonight. They will have to re-examine much they take for granted, but I believe they will come around in time. Do join me at Cato's and Cicero's table when you've recovered your energy. The second impression can be just as important as the first.
He certainly gave them something to think about, didn't he? Well, I can't blame them for being rattled. It took me quite some time to get used to the idea of a woman in charge of a legion. My leg still hurts every now and then, and all this rain isn't helping. That is nothing compared to what could have been. You have my eternal gratitude. Much appreciated. But I am eager to return to my propraetorship in Asia. With any luck, Rome will never have need of me again.
Is that so? Few people beyond the political circles would know of me. My reputation depends largely on who's talking. To varying degrees, I am sure. That depends what you mean by friend. Your Patronus, Lucullus, is a consul. Many people would claim to be his friend. There's a difference between knowing someone and merely knowing someone's name, though. Are we friends? Our republic is in great turmoil. We should all aim to gather around us as many friends as possible. I'm an advocate. I defend those whom others seek to incriminate. But I'm sure a career soldier such as you would find the topic rather boring.
Food if it's obtained by illegitimate means. What do you think about it, Legate? Spoils of war, unaccounted for and untaxed. Should they be used for development to feed the people of Rome? A simple question.
A fairly strong answer, I'd say. No matter how much you try to legislate, the situation at hand will defy your expectations.
Meet Senators Marcus Porcius Cato and Marcus Tullius Cicero, who will be acting as your attorney tomorrow. At least I hope so.
I seek to represent them to the best of my ability, so justice can be served. Precisely. The rules exist for a reason. One must understand the reasons to challenge them.
Rules should never invalidate the reasons for their existence. Morality is beyond law. Legate, what guidelines did you follow when you had to decide the fate of that Triarchus? Why did you let him live? Our feelings often point towards the moral path. I wonder, exactly how utilitarian are you in your thinking? I heard you had the opportunity to bribe a hired guard protecting a spy.
Stop interrogating the woman, Cato. Not everyone must adhere to your high standards.
Yet you did not take it. A point well taken.
Depends on the denarii, I suppose. Well, gentlemen, this discussion has become too hypothetical for my tastes. I bid you a good day.
Don't give me that infuriating smirk. Slither off and gloat somewhere else, will you?
Excuse my brother's ill mood, Legate. This new Carthaginian wine doesn't agree with him, if you know what I mean. I am Lucius Aurelius Cotta. This is our sister, Aurelia. We're glad to make your acquaintance. We were just talking about you anyway.
Of course we were.
Other than saving his life?
Lucius!
Oh, please, let him talk, Aurelia. Let everyone witness the failure of Marcus Aurelius Cotta.
Seeing how you saved my brother's life and became the hero of the Asia campaign.
But you can take full credit for letting my son die? Or was he simply at the wrong place at the wrong time? I apologize, Legate. They told me you had become close despite how briefly you knew each other. Oh, it's broken.
To get himself elected consul.
But fending off a mob of gladiators? That's not very glamorous.
An easy.
They look heavily armed, Domina. What if they respond poorly to our demands? I hope you'll forgive me if that does not inspire confidence.
Just where do you think you're going? Go home then. What are you going to do about it?
I expect her to be merciful and just. As she always is. For your sake, you answer to her now, Lictores.
Senator Cato!
By order of the Senate, this property has been granted to Consul Lucius Licinius Lucullus as patronus of the family. By his request, his cliens is invested with the rights of usus, fructus, and abusus. But nothing. That is if you want to see tomorrow.
As you command.
Not me, as she commands.
My apologies, Domina.
Your thanks are unnecessary. It was the virtuous action to take. Welcome home, Wale. Until next time.
I've missed you so much. You look great. Did you lose some weight? Are you eating well? Has she been eating well, Cineros?
She has, Domina.
Do tell your mother how much you missed her. You were always my favorite. Don't tell your sister. Tell me about the war. I heard some of your friends died there. Killed by pirates. How did you survive? Oh, shush. Don't say stupid things like that. Tempt not the gods. Did the Legionari treat you with respect? Did you keep your womanhood secret, as I said you should? Oh, my sweet. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. It was the only way that I could think of to keep you safe. I must say, Lucullus was reckless to reveal your sex at his feast like that. It has caused an uproar without equal among the senatorial class.
If you'll permit me to disagree, Domina, Consul Lucullus' move was masterful. In placing the glory for the victory in Greece on the shoulders of your daughter, and revealing the trick in the same breath, he has made it impossible for anyone to publicly condemn her.
If not today, then tomorrow. Oh, they were polite, mostly. Except for the fact they wanted me confined to this villa. I guess having me walking around the streets was too much of a risk. Once you were out of the picture, he had no reason to antagonize me, though. I do, and Lucullus agreed. It was a sinister plan to take over our family. But now you're here, and everything will be fine. I haven't seen your sister in months. Sᴇᴏ doesn't let her out of his summer villa. She's pretty much imprisoned there. It's good to have you home, and for it to be our home again. Now that you're back, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, listen to me. You just got here. Go on, take some time to settle in. Let me know when you're ready to get to work.
We left. The harvest was better than expected. That is good news, of course, but it also means we have a problem. One of our grapes produced a particularly good wine. It's an opulent vintage with a smooth finish. Quite frankly, Domina, it is one of the best wines I have ever tasted. It means the wine has a rich and smooth taste. An opulent wine is a bold wine. Do not worry. Wine terminology can be weird and obscure. You will get used to it and... Oh, but I do. And you know I've tasted a lot of excellent wines throughout my life. This wine ranks among the best of the best. Do follow recipes, but we are subject to the whims of Dionysus. Every now and then he favors you, and you may produce a wine of this caliber. The question is what we shall do with this wine. It's certainly worth more than what we normally sell for. It's the best kind of problem to have. It might be a good idea to visit some of the merchants in the market. Before you leave, there's a small thing we have to decide. A good wine deserves a good name. What should we name this one? Minerva's wisdom it is. A good name, and not without a touch of irony.
Everything is safe. In some ways it is. In others, it is not. City is big. I have never seen anything like it. And there are so many things to buy, so many different people. I love that. But there is a strange way people talk to me. Not because I am foreign, I think, but because I am woman. That I don't like. I like this room. It's cool here. And the sound of fountain is relaxing. Sometimes I take walk around garden. Your villa is very pretty, you know. I do not intend to impose. You do not like the dress? Is it normal in Rome for important people to make such shameless advances on their guards? Is good we are not normal, then?
The father of my child. Future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilinus?
What? I don't know. I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me. Afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsanius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me?
We don't, I guess.
I swear, I'm telling the truth.
Does it matter?
Quit bothering the guests, Lᴇ<hesitation>. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Thawa.
The night has taken an unusual turn. I apologize. I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. You go. I suddenly have much to think about.
Hey, over here! Sister! It's so good to see you again. How have you been? Indeed. I think Sᴇᴏ might be worried I'd find a way to work against them if they treat me poorly. He's been nothing but kind, strangely. I'm starting to think his brother Lorco wants me to be on his side. Sᴇᴏ is trying to keep his brother away from me. I may be able to use that to our advantage. I'm afraid we don't really have much time. They are tailing me, following all of my moves. Lorco and his men. He insists it's for my own security, but there's something unsettling about his smile. I don't know what it is. I think Lorco is more dangerous than Sᴇᴏ by far. He runs all of their business and everyone acts like they're working for him. Even my husband's lictors. It is hard to guess. He acts as if he's a man without any ambition. We both know that is not correct, though. I think they're working on something. Unfortunately, paranoia reigns in Villa Vitellia. They cover their tracks well and hide everything, even from their own people. You're wrong. I do have to do this. It's the only way I can help you work against them and maybe one day avenge our father. That's the last thing we should consider. I think I'm supposed to serve as bait, and something like that is exactly what they're waiting for.
Some really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Domino, would you consider a 5-year deal? I'm willing to buy a 5th of your stock this year, and another 5th next year, and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery. It's good money, more than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse. I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Your business acumen is impressive. I agree to your terms and revise the offer. I shall pay you 6,000 denarii over the next 5 years.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind. You have missed out on a great business venture.
I will make the arrangements at once. You will receive the first installment soon.